Kabul has fallen as Afghanistan surrenders to the Taliban. Complete capitulation, with President Ghani relinquishing power to an interim government led by the Taliban. They've achieved complete control and takeover of the country. At the same time, U.S. ambassadors and troops are stranded in Afghanistan after shots have been fired at the airport, not allowing people to escape the country. This is the greatest disaster in American history since Vietnam and Benghazi, and it's all thanks to the absolute incompetence of Joe Biden. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today on the internet, we need to talk about Afghanistan. I was waiting to talk about this story until more information has come out, and yes, the Taliban has completely taken over Afghanistan. There's been so many reports of Afghanistan just marching in, the government officials just giving them the keys to the kingdom. And even worse than this is that when U.S. troops withdrew from Afghanistan, they left behind all their military equipment. There is pictures of the Taliban getting free helicopters, Patriot missiles, and a large armory of guns. What an absolute disaster. But we're going to talk about all that and more. Before we do, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for updates for future content, and share this video. Sharing these videos with your family and friends is the best way to support the channel. And now for a quick word about my sponsor, Webull. Join Webull today and deposit $100 to get 2 free stocks worth anywhere from $300 to $1,400. Folks, it's basically free money. Webull is a trading app where you can buy and sell crypto and stocks. Join Webull today and deposit $100 to get 2 free stocks. Click the link down below in the description. Join today. And we're back. Take a look at the following screenshot. This was posted on Twitter, and it shows the Taliban collecting 5 #ScanEagle drones in Herat, each costing around $4 million. So the Taliban is basically finding free stuff. Here in the following tweet it says, the #Taliban not only seized 100 US Humvees and Max Pro MRAPs at Kunduz airport, but also several US ScanEagle drones. Billion of US taxpayer dollars going to Islamic extremists. And you can see pictures, they're finding Humvees. There's this famous picture which went viral showing the Taliban seizing a helicopter that was given to Afghanistan from India as a gift. But it's even worse than that. They're also seizing guns from the US military. We basically just left everything behind. You can see here on The Sun the following article, Terror Takeover. Gloating Taliban show off arsenal of brand new weapons abandoned by US as Afghan officials filmed fleeing Kabul. So this whole thing was an absolute disaster from start to finish. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken rejected the comparison of Afghanistan to Saigon and blames the inability of Afghan security forces for the Taliban takeover. As Republicans say, the buck stops with Biden. So they're currently arguing in Washington over who's to blame. For me, it's very simple. Joe Biden, the absolute incompetent buffoon, is to blame for this entire disaster. It was Biden who decided to ignore Trump's agreed upon withdrawal date from Afghanistan. Because he broke the promise, the Taliban basically broke their promises too. And now they've completely overrun the country with people stranded in the airport as shots are being fired. It is absolute chaos. Biden sent more troops to be stranded? It's this absolute disaster, and it's just so disgusting to see the Democrats trying to blame Trump. Biden saying, oh, well, this is Trump's fault. No, it's not. It's your fault. You are president. The Republicans are correct. The buck stops with Biden. So they're trying to airlift people from the country now and escape. There's a famous picture of an Air Force Chinook taking off from the U.S. Embassy in Kabul. And keep in mind, this is something that Biden said would never happen. But it did, because he's an idiot.
There's going to be no circumstance where you see people being lifted off the roof of a embassy of the United States from Afghanistan. It is not at all comfortable.
So the embassy was evacuated within 72 hours. Important documents and electronics were shredded and destroyed. However, this hasty withdrawal also left behind lots of weapons and lots of equipment for the Taliban to basically just pick up and claim. So this is exactly like Saigon. It's exactly like Vietnam. Now check this out. Terror threat is raised. Joint Chiefs of Staff Chair Mark Milley tells senators that the U.S. homeland is now at greater risk from terror groups in Afghanistan in a major blow to American efforts after 20 years of fighting in the country. So yes, the failure in Afghanistan will lead to more terror around the world, because now the Taliban has gained a major foothold in Afghanistan. They've taken over the country completely. Make no mistake, they have all the weapons, they have all the equipment, they have the oil. This is nothing more than an abject failure. Take a look at the following report. Air Taliban. Fighters seized 6 million U.S. Black Hawk helicopters, along tons of American equipment, while taking to the skies and captured Russian choppers as the advance approached to the outskirts of Kabul. Now, they have since taken Kabul. They have since taken Kabul and currently control the entire country. Now, the absolute coward, President Ghani, ex-president, said in a Facebook post that he escaped Afghanistan to prevent a flood of bloodshed, claiming that countless patriots would be martyred and the city of Kabul would be destroyed if he had remained. He did not disclose details on his current location. Okay, so let's just cut the crap right here. The Afghan government are absolute cowards. The moment that the U.S. began to withdraw, they completely capitulated. They handed over control of the country to the Taliban and completely stabbed all of their own people in the back. It was nothing but absolute cowardice. And I gotta tell you, some of the complaints that people are having, some of the anger, is heartbreaking. Take a look at the following story here on the Daily Mail. Quote, "Why did my friend get blown up? Afghan war vets blast Biden's humiliating exit from the nation and decision to leave the nation to the Taliban after 20 years of conflict sparked by 9/11. U.S. war veterans criticized the government's decision to withdraw troops as resurgent Taliban captures half of Afghanistan's 32 provincial capitals." This is a tough question to answer, because the real answer is that we spent trillions of dollars, we lost thousands of American lives, we lost countless veterans and patriots fighting for America. All of them died. And for what? For nothing. That is the absolute answer. And nobody likes that answer, but it is the only answer that is true. We accomplished nothing. Now, this entire debacle has sparked outrage in the White House, as Biden has scrambled to blame Trump for his failures. Now, the Taliban leader has already given a victory speech in the Kabul Palace, saying that he spent 8 years in Guantanamo Bay and other absolute nonsense. Here, the story says, a Taliban commander claimed he spent at least 8 years in Guantanamo Bay in a triumphant speech from inside the presidential palace in Kabul, as militants declared an Islamic State of Afghanistan after the country's president joined thousands of Afghan nationals in a mass exodus. So there's a lot of people who have been pointing this out, but Afghanistan is a country that for many, many decades has had this same strategy. We'll get these big empires to come in, fight an unwinnable war, drain their resources, and eventually lose. It's happened like 3 times in recent history. The American empire is just the latest. We accomplished nothing. We failed. Now, in my opinion, we should have completely dominated the entire country, won the war, destroyed all of our enemies, and taken over the country, taken over the resources, added it as an American colony, or a satellite state, or a territory. This is unacceptable, because you know what's going to happen now. The Taliban is going to gain a foothold, they're going to gain control of all the nation's resources, including oil, and they're going to use that money to fund their terror agenda worldwide. This will lead to more attacks on American soil, on European soil in the future. It's an absolute failure. It's an absolute disaster. And I know there's many people out there who are saying, we should have never been in Afghanistan in the first place. Yeah, we probably should not have. However, if you're going to fight a war, you need to fight to win. We weren't fighting to win. We were simply occupying the space. And this is my biggest criticism of America. We need to win these wars. Destroy your enemy. Conquer the nation. Take over colonize, make it a territory, do something. Because as it stands now, the failure in Afghanistan was all for nothing. This was the greatest disaster of Biden's presidency and of recent history. But that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know down below in the comment section. As always, support the channel by joining me on Patreon or Subscribestar. Viewers who join will get access to a private Discord server called Fight Club. This channel is currently not monetized and is supported by viewers like you. If you want to donate, check out my donor box link or send me crypto. Links and addresses are down below. Anyhow, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.